So we're back with another 3-yard quilt, and this one's kind of a wild card collection of fabric. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I think it's going to be really fun. So usually with these questionable ones, they usually turn out pretty good, right? So I'm going to head over to Quilts in a Jiffy, and I'm still avoiding half square triangles right now just to get these done in a jiffy. So I'm going to do this Crossroads one. So hear me out on this. I've got some wild fabrics, and I think it's gonna be good. So for my fabric one, we've got this. Like, how fun is this? I bought this when another shop was going out of business, I believe. Like pre-COVID, like mid-COVID, somewhere COVID related. But I'm pretty sure they were going out of business, and that's when I bought this. I thought it was just super fun, super cool, nice collection of colors. And I've used it as a quilt back because I have a weird chunk that I'm going to start cutting from first before I cut into whatever's left here. So that's going to be my fabric one, which is going to be the, let's see, where is it on here? It's going to be the florals. So wherever we see these florals, that beigey one, that's going to be those bright colored rainbowy bricks. And then as far as the red goes, that's going to be this fun blue batik. And I have this, I think it's from one of my quilts that I did last year. I think I just bought the rest of it. I don't know why I have this. This is a lot of, I don't know why I have this quilt. So I thought these blue and this would pair together. And then I needed a third color that wasn't going to overwhelm or cause any chaos with those already bright and bold things. So I was at work and my brother was waiting for my mom to get off. And so I said, here's these fabrics. Go find me a Kona that kind of is a neutral, kind of a good gray, something to kind of give it somewhere to rest. And so he found this one, and I shouldn't have been surprised at all why I liked it so much. This is Gotham gray, and it's a really good, almost dark gray, but not like super dark gray, but still a good gray. And so I think it's gonna look really good with these. Kind of give that, like, the bricks. It looks really brown in the camera right now, but it's not that brown. Anyways, so I think it's gonna look really good. It's gonna let those colors pop and shine and allow a little more separation than this one has in its between the blocks and the background. And so we're gonna see what happens with this one. So I'm gonna start by cutting into the piece that is not quite 45 wide for the bricks, just so I can figure out how much of that I can use up before I need to cut into the actual yardage. And if I can get it all out of that, then I'll have yardage left over for another quilt with this. So I'm gonna go get that all ironed out, get my cutting set up all ready to go, and get to work. So this is all my rainbow bricks pieces in squares and rectangles in various directions and smaller squares, so that all my bricks will go the same direction on my quilt. And then I have strip set A, strip set B, strip set C, and then my 2 borders and 2.5 inch for binding. So I'm going to start everything off by doing all my strip sets and see where that gets us. So what's gonna happen is here is the center of our block. And then it's gonna get one of these and one of these to make that like kind of X marks the spot look. And then for our edges, I have a bunch of these guys that are gonna get one of these on one side. So then that's gonna be like the half block that goes with those half brick ones around the sides. And what I did is I pressed everything towards the gray. And so when these all go together, they'll nest up nicely. So they're going in opposite directions. So then they'll just nest right in there and I'll have some very happy blocks. So I'm gonna start sewing these together and then I'll have to do my rows one at a time. I can't flip them because then, because I have some rows that have this on one side, or the partial one, this one actually. Some rows that will have this on one side and then some that will have the bricks. So it's gonna alternate every other row. So we're gonna have a brick row on the ends, a piece to on the ends, a brick row on the end, a piece to on the ends, just to kind of get that like zigzag X look. So let's start sewing. So I've got my brick blocks, my big ones and my half ones, and then my pieced blocks, my full ones and my half ones. So now I need to start piecing them together and make sure that I keep my bricks horizontal so that they all go with the fussy cutting that I did, because I pieced my top row and my bottom row already to make sure that these didn't get mixed in with these ones. So then we can have all our brick walls going the same direction. So because we're at a pausing spot for the night, I'm already in my pajamas, so I don't feel like crawling around the floor, put some borders on. So I just want to give you a little sneak peek at how this middle part's coming together. And it looks so cool. I am quite pleased with this. And then so it's going to be the gray is going to be the next border, and then there's going to be a skinny little blue border. And then it's done. So I'm going to call it a night and come back and probably join by Trixie putting borders on. So I'm pretty excited with how this turned out. I think it looks so cool. It kind of looks a little darker in the video, at least from my view right here, but the colors on here are so bold and so fun. I just love it. I think it can be good for any age, any gender, any person, place, or thing. Like, it can go anywhere. It can match with anything. It's just really fun. So I am quite pleased with how this turned out. If I was to do this again, which I probably will, I have some ideas kind of brewing since I have more of this fabric. I was thinking I could do this exact same pattern and then keep this the same and then change this color out to see how different it would look with like a yellow in there or like a bright green or the red. I think the red might be a little much, but just to see how the different colors would look, or if I did this bigger and did like the twin size where you need 2 yards of each one. I would keep everything, this one and this one, as 2 yards, and then do like this in 1 yard in one color and 1 yard another color, and then just like alternate. I think that could look really cool. I'd have to figure out the border though, because then that would be different piece. Unless I did it like the Synergy quilt, where these were one color and then the bottom and the other side were another color. I think there's so many different options. And I do like how the blue border is skinny, knowing that the blue is also the binding, so then it'll kind of just all flow off to the edge and kind of be one neutral thing. So I'm excited to see this get all quilted soon. So come back for that, and we're gonna have a lot more fun with this bright and rainbow and happy quilt.